Welcome, acolytes. More Pegasuses. Ethan has finally... Ethan hat Hasan und seine Orbiter gerade mit Atomwaffen angegriffen. So what this means is Ethan Klein has attacked Hasan and his orbiters with atomic weapons. Gonna be honest, fair enough. I'm all for it. Because why the fuck not? They're pretty disgusting people after all. So, let's just see what this is about and what more Pegasus has to say about it. Because this guy milks this like a freaking motherfucker. I love him.
Welcome back to a series so peak, even Luffy subscribed. In today's video, Hasan is now encouraging his audience to embrace their revolutionary potential and basically advocate...
You know, you're talking about a guy who actually supported terroristic groups, went around, is toxic, and just basically lies constantly. Yeah, if this guy says this, I don't agree. I don't agree at all. And I am a guy that actually says that you should embrace your rebel. But not if it comes from this guy. Nah. We got better things to do with our time.
For political violence, Ethan has responded, Destiny has responded. He's also talking in hypotheticals about donating directly to Hamas. You cannot make this shit up. Redditors are in full panic mode and shutting down their operations. This comes shortly after Ethan subpoenaed the Ace3 Snark mods and potentially threatened a lawsuit. Unemployed Hasan fans are beefing with Ethan while begging for a job? Subscribe so I can continue to cook the absolute delicious 100-course meal that is this series.
Let's up those numbers!
Yeah, this will...
Now let's begin with Hasan once again getting more radical and more extreme. In this clip, he talks about how, quote, someone has to do it, and I'll explain what that means very soon after this clip, but you can probably guess.
I just
Hasan is encouraging political violence and untapped revolutionary potential.
874 Bellevue Drive, and I'm gonna queue with my AR-15. Like that's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's office, and he's resigning. Like he's literally, this is his last term. So I think that people are a lot more radical now. This is an unprecedented time to really get others on board, to explain.
I'm gonna be honest, I just cannot feel bad for somebody who supports terroristic acts like that. Yes, and Dan Clancy is one of them. He supports Hasan, ergo he supports those acts. Is that even a question at this point? No, it's not. I think it's just logical.
Explain to them that it's not your neighbors, it's not like a Guatemalan migrant that is responsible for all the shit that you're going through on a daily basis, not a trans person. I said this on the Oman podcast as well, like a trans person is not your landlord.
The thing is, there is a speck of truth in it. This isn't a single person that is responsible for this. It's the entire constellation around the entire thing. Do I know trans people? Yes, I do. Do I know immigrants that are fine? Yes, I do. Do I know... I don't know. I even know some feminists that are actually good people. That are actually fighting against this entire wave of toxicity. And yet, those freaking groups that are out there that actually support the negative part of it, those are the problem. Those are the things that we should avoid. Not as... It's 99.99% of the people that are actually just living their lives just aren't in those groups. But this is a very loud minority. We should just put into asylum and just get them the fuck out.
Unless we're not, maybe you guys are a translator, I don't know, but for the most part, it's it's your neighbors, your bosses are fucking you over, it's family members are fucking you over.
And I think this is a unique opportunity. You get even Deborah's and Barbara's on board with that, like White Wymons. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. which is, I think that shows that there's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and untapped potential, untapped revolutionary
Definitely a lot of
potential, as
anger.
a matter of fact. And it's a great opportunity for organizing, I think, in these unprecedentedly horrible times.
Right, okay, so let me get this straight. He says, quote, people are a lot more radical, and it's a perfect time to get these people on board. Now, on board for what exactly, Hasan? Also, they are more radical because of people like you, because of your constant propaganda and absolutely
Yep,
unhinged
true.
rhetoric. I mean, this guy's talking about untapped revolutionary potential. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what he's trying to say here. Now, for the one Hasan Glazer in the audience, you might say, well, he's talking about non-violent revolution, of course. Well, let's take a look at his history. This is the guy who said to kill senators on stream.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
And tweeted a gun, which people presume to be a death threat. This is the open terrorist supporter, the guy who supports 3 different terrorist groups, Hamas, Houthis, and Hezbollah.
Yep.
And he has no problem with terrorism in general, which is basically violence to achieve your political goals. And
Yes.
whenever violence actually does take place, like the shooting of 2 Israeli diplomats, he tries to imply it was a false flag or a setup.
I'm not Mr. False Flag at all, but like every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the shooting is so fucking crazy that it's like you could not have designed a better false flag incident like this.
Now, what does someone has to do it mean? Basically, it's a reference to a trend on social media, and a Taylor Lorenz video is basically this video right here. Somebody needs to do it, and we got somebody has to do it, bro. This is ridiculous. And we got Donald Trump, and obviously that's a finger pointing to his head, which basically means unaliving the orange
Yes.
man. Here's a clip from her video explaining it.
All across the internet, thousands and thousands of people are making the same
Yeah, and the thing is, I personally would already seek out and say this is a call to violence. Yes, I would lower the standard to this, or not even the standard, because the context of the people that actually say this is that they support bad groups. They are going around, they are always aggressive. They actually called out to off people for a long, long time. So yes, in this case, I would say they should get permanently banned from the platforms they are on, never get a job, and optimally get actually some jail time so they calm the fuck down. Because even if they don't say directly they should do it, but their past implies that that's what they are saying.
plea.
Yo, can somebody just do it? Can somebody, anybody, just do it?
Somebody's got to do it. There has to be somebody out there that is willing to do it.
Who's going to take the initiative to do it? We all know it needs to be done, and somebody needs to do it.
If someone does it before the summertime, it's going to be like that one summer when everyone was playing Pokemon Go and everyone was a friend.
People are begging, pleading for someone out there to just do it. In these pleas, the subject is never stated, the action is never spelled out, but somehow we all know exactly what's being said. But in case you are somehow still in the dark, these memes are about unaliving Trump. And sorry to say it in very dumb algo speak terms,
See?
but I don't want this video to get taken down from YouTube.
Yeah, I'm so girly pop, guys. You know, tee-hee, tee-hee. I just want someone to die here. These people are actually not real, bro. Right, so now we have context what Hasan was talking about. It was a reference to unaliving the president. And in my opinion, you cannot like Trump, right? I don't like Trump. I think he's a flippin' weirdo. He's hiding the Epstein files, all right? In my opinion, bro is probably a degenerate freak, okay? Or he's protecting degenerate freaks. I made a whole video about it that was demonetized, by the way, so that's why I'm not mentioning the name too much. Now, do I want him assassinated? Obviously not. I feel like that's completely insane and extreme, and I think like if you're someone like Taylor or Hasan,
Fair
or whatever,
enough.
you're wishing death on your president, the person who leads your country. I feel like that's completely insane. It puts your, you know, everything in danger there. And here
The thing is, yes, if you... It's just illogical. It doesn't matter who the F is president right now. You just have to support the person, go in and try to influence the person so the person does everything correct. It doesn't matter if you like the guy or not. It's just irrelevant. He is president. Instead of constantly fighting and just threatening his life, and the life of his supporters. Just stop. Either we need to put those people into jail or into asylums at this point. Because this is just getting out of hand. And it's going worse and worse.
Here's an absolutely insane thought. How about you win the election through voting, you know, instead of just trying to assassinate the political opponent? That is actual like extremism. That is where society completely falls to chaos, and that is like a form of fascism, obviously. And the fact that Hasan was just so bold there, like in front of a crowd, people were clapping for him, as we saw last video as well.
The reason why I'm saying this is not...
And he's just trying to act tough there and basically supporting and encouraging his audience to commit political violence. It's just absolutely crazy. And I just want to say, is anybody surprised? The terrorist supporter supports terrorism, guys. That's shocking. This is the most shocking information I have ever gotten in my 20 years of existence, guys. I could never have predicted this in 1,000 years. Right, so here's what people are saying. Watching this, and the first thing that came to mind was the JPEG Mafia tweet. Hasan Piker is not getting shot with you. Remember, all of this dangerous rhetoric coming from the millionaire socialist who doesn't leave his house unless he can film it for clout. No, guys, he's obviously with us. Remember, he went downstairs for a second and joined the protest, remember? While staying at a safe distance from everything.
Yeah.
This one interview panel has so many insane clips. I have another one where Hasan talks about fans coming up to him saying he radicalized them. They went to protest and showed off how they had bruises from rubber bullets. He said that he likes it, but doesn't know if he should feel culpable. You can't be serious. Someone has to do it, but not Hasan, not Noah, not Taylor. Their lives are important. Their shitter fan base with boring nothing lives are the people who are implied to give up their freedom to do it and get Twitter clout for 3 days. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Hasan is literally manipulating his radical cult audience. So basically,
and it works,
you know,
by
he
the way.
keeps saying, you know, like all these people keep saying someone should do it, right? But they themselves are not going to pull the trigger, because what happens if you try to assassinate a president or kill someone? You literally go to jail, right? Your freedom is gone, your life is over, which is why Hasan will never do this shit himself, and Taylor will never do this shit herself. Instead, they will tell you, you absolute moron Hasan fan, you will be inspired, you'll think you're a martyr, you'll think you're doing something great, you'll think you'll get a bunch of praise on Twitter and Reddit, and maybe Hasan will say your name for 2 days, after which he will completely forget about you. It's just insane, which is why I just find this whole thing ridiculous. And this is after people have already tried to assassinate Trump. This is after a bunch of shootings have happened, you know, that Molotov cocktail incident. He's aware this violence is happening, and he's just encouraging it. It's just crazy, man.
Yes.
This is such insanely
And the
dangerous.
thing is, he's encouraging it because he knows that the violent people are on his side. Those people that will be extremists, they see him as the positive force. So he won't get touched by it. Now, is that true to 100%? Of course not. Because when the violence starts more than it actually is already, and for some reason we still accept it, and don't fuck those people up, then he will be safe. But he won't. At some point, it goes to the face of the movement. It will take a lot of time, but it will go to the face or faces of the movement. And also, the other thing is, if you start being violent and people will have enough, you could imagine that the people that actually had to endure it for a long time could be way worse than you are. Because I guarantee you one thing. The only thing that holds most people back of actually not defending themselves properly, in my opinion, if they get attacked, is the law, because it hinders people who are defending themselves from actually defending themselves properly. If you are met with violence, I think you should answer with with appropriate violence, quote unquote. But I also think that, I mean, if you're getting kicked by a child, you won't pull a gun and, you know, end it. But if you have a protester that throws stones at you, well, then the gun is an option in my opinion. It should be instant because a freaking stone can off you. It can kill you. A stone is a dangerous weapon. Or make you, or just harm you to a certain degree. So no, and a freak that throws the stone isn't worth your life as someone who defends himself.
Dangerous rhetoric, what the frick, gives an example of someone who gave a legitimate threat of violence towards a politician as what needs to be done right now. Never mind that I'm sure that the person got a follow-up from the FBI and is facing repercussions for that. Hasan needs a follow-up from the FBI, bro. Also, Taylor is equally unhinged for the Luigi response of what should be done to people the left deem bad. And that's the thing. If you ever get on the bad side of these people, they have no problem using violence against you. Like, these are not normal, regular people. They're done with even, like, thinking about, okay, win it through fair means, win it through voting or elections. They're just like, just knock the head clean off, bruh. Shouldn't be a hot take that violence only begets more violence. Exactly. And as much as I don't like a lot of the people who run this country, I don't want to normalize assassinations. Obviously, I don't want a bloody revolution. All we have to do is look at how many countries have attempted violent revolutions and how many of them ended up in authoritarian dictatorships.
Normally, I would agree that violence breeds violence, but at some point, you just have to treat a criminal like a criminal, and you have to do some amount of violence against them. It is what it is.
Thank you. I mean, I can't believe this is not just straight up common sense at this point, that violence is bad, guys. Jesus freaking Christ, this dude is walking a real thin line right now with the current administration being as eager to jail people as they are. Is he trying to get himself arrested? I swear Hasan is some fucking like billionaire immunity. I don't know if his dad is paying off people or something, but it's just crazy. Like any other admin, I would say he's skirting it enough to be safe, but this clip doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room for other interpretations if they decided to go after him for it. Like, dude, I don't know. I feel like if they looked at this and played this in front of like a court or something and like all of his other clips totally, you could come to the conclusion that this guy is advocating violence. You could come to the conclusion that this guy's not somebody you want roaming around free. Is that Taylor Lorenz next to him? She took a break from Roblox to make this event and to take a chance on getting with the sun. I'm telling you, she is eyeing it up like a go-gurt. Right, anyways, Ethan responded, Hasan encourages death threats against officials. He's resigning. He's thrilled that it worked. He then goes on to, someone needs to do it, which is a reference to assassinating the president. Hasan is directly responsible for political violence that has and will occur here in the USA. And, you know, I was alluding to that in the past. Like, Hasan is, you know, radicalizing his audience, and I never want to make the one-to-one connection that, you know, this person led to this tragedy or whatever, because, you know, you need to have more evidence for that. But I'm just saying, this guy is evil, bruh. If you wake up every day and you're watching Hasan streams for 10 hours a day, you are becoming more jaded, you are becoming more radicalized, more violent, and you think you're like this revolutionary. You think you're actually like changing the world, but actually you're a complete loser that's getting manipulated and exploited by this absolute freak here. By the way, he says all the shit, still not banned, by the way, still not banned on Twitch, and Twitch polices you for off-platform behavior as well, in case this wasn't streamed or whatever. Dan Clancy watches this and he literally chokes his meat to this, bruh. I can't. People responded, one day he will be behind bars and it will be glorious. It will be the most legendary day in existence. So
no, at this point, no, he's just too rich for it. I just don't think that he can be, or he has to do something very extremely bad to actually go behind bars. But until then, no, nothing will happen to him. And it's not because, I mean, he should go behind bars. There is no question behind it, because I don't think that free speech applies here. But he's too rich for this. He's just way too rich for this.
After this, Destiny responded.
I said this on Theo Vaughn's podcast as well. It's like, a trans person is not your landlord. Unless, I mean, we're in LA. Maybe you guys got a trans landlord. I don't know. Someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. Which is, I think that shows.
Like, this is so crazy. Like, after 2 Jewish people were assassinated from some guy screaming free, free Palestine, 2 Democratic lawmakers were assassinated from from some fucking crazy MAGA dude. And then now it's like, okay, well, the people we really need to be killing, guys, are the landlords and capital owners. Like, okay, bro.
You know, the funniest part about this whole thing is I'm pretty sure Hasan, or at least some of his friends, are landlords. So they are basically complete hypocrites here. And I find it hilarious Destiny thinks that Hasan would actually care that people are getting killed. I mean, we're talking about Hasan here. He was probably kicking his feet under the table, seeing like some person getting murdered that he disagrees with. And I feel like Hasan has to pretend to disavow these, you know, terrorist acts on stream. His chat is basically like saying his true opinions, what he actually thinks. And he gives hints, right? He subtly says his true opinions that, oh, it would have been the perfect false flag, right? Also, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but did he just say that there's no way a trans person can be a landlord? I mean, what is he implying there? Like, is he implying they're incompetent or broke or whatever? I don't know, bro. Seems pretty anti-pride to me. Not surprising considering he absolutely loves the Iranian government and you know what they do to gay people. Hasan is a capital owner. Is he mad? When's he gonna turn the gun on himself? Like, I do refuse to believe Hasan does not own some form of property or, you know, engage in some level of capitalism, you know? Someone else has to do it. As usual, common theme among communists, feminists, and Redditors. He said the quiet part out loud, everyone knows what it means, but when he's called out for his violent rhetoric, no, it doesn't mean all that at all. Dude, Hasan thinks that death to America doesn't mean death to America. He found another meaning for it or some shit. Like, I know you'll find a way to somehow justify this as being somewhat reasonable when it's just not, man. You're just advocating violence. Anyways, if that wasn't enough, here we have a clip of Hasan wishing that he could give his tax dollars directly to Hamas. And this idiot was wondering why his global entry got revoked. Right, so basically a chatter said this to him: do you know how much money the leaders of Hamas steal? Both parties want the war to continue while the regular Palestinians suffer. So Hasan responds,
it's also hilarious to fucking say, do you know how much money Hamas steals? Okay, do you know how much money Israel takes from us? Your tax dollars and my tax dollars? It's to the tune of billions. I would rather fucking give that money directly to Hamas so they can fucking at least fund some semblance of a civil governance program in the Gaza Strip than fucking Israel so they can use it to melt Palestinian children every day. Shut the fuck up.
Dude, you can't be serious. So again, I get criticizing Israel. Lots of bad shit happening. That is perfectly fair. You cannot like Israel or the government or how they're handling this war. A million things to criticize Netanyahu for. But why would you say I would give my tax dollars directly to Hamas, the fucking terrorist organization, dude? Apparently, Hamas has never killed women and children, guys. It just never happened, actually. Don't you know, guys? There's no forensic evidence. Hasan has not personally examined the bodies. Therefore, it's just not real and none of it happened. I mean, how does he not realize that by saying you want to donate to a terrorist org, it makes you look like a flippin' insane person, bro? You are not beating the terrorist Glazer allegations, all right?
No,
he's got that.
He shouldn't. It's just, it's not an allegation. It's a fact.
Long, deep down his throat, all 18 inches. And can you believe it? This guy is the biggest leftist streamer. This is where like a lot of Americans go to get their like political opinions. They're like, this guy gets like 100K viewers whenever there's like a political event because they want to see his take on the situation, or I don't know, see him cover this drama to get the informed opinion. Bro, I can't, man. Like, you legitimately have to have no brain cells or have never seen a single clip from him ever to actually take any of his political opinions seriously at all. Hasan will be arrested as he attempts to flee the USA by the end of the year. It will be proven he has given and continues to give funding to several USA-marked terrorist organizations under the guise of humanitarian aid, calling it now. Bro, I highly doubt this will happen, but that's crazy. That's a crazy prediction. Listen, I'm just saying, if I was the leader of a country and Hasan was in my country, you know, talking shit about me, he would be deported. Okay, I'm just saying, deported or jail. All right, that's just me though. Moving on to Ethan Klein and the fallout of the lawsuits. Basically, r/YouTube drama made a post saying they are done snarking, and this is right after Ethan subpoenaed the H3 snark mods and essentially tried to get their real info, so everybody's a little scared here. The official end of this snark era. As of today, we're banning snark or snark-related posts. This may sound arbitrary, but I think people are well aware of what constitutes valid, fair criticism and what constitutes snark. Once upon a time, through past leadership, this sub most definitely behaved as a Snark sub. We as a mod team do actually despise Snark and work to have this sub be a place of discussing drama with proper criticism and outcomes. We've taken firmer stances to pull away from our past image and be a place where people can have proper discourse. Snark discourse has only ever brought conflict to the sub. People insult each other over nothing. People have gotten death threats, get reported for ideation just because they disagree. There's been ableism, racism, prejudice of all kinds. Ultimately, Snark behavior never allows any proper discussion. We've had to ban 2 creators because the people came to the subreddit cannot behave when discussing them. At its core, Snark is not different from Key Farms at this stage with the harm it's done to content creators. Right, so this is actually pretty amazing. Ethan's lawsuit has had a positive effect on the whole broader Reddit community. This is an entirely different Reddit related to YouTube drama or whatever. So yeah, Ethan actually doing God's work here. We've seen the harm Snark is.
Yeah, Ethan is doing good. He actually patiently waited, and he has the money to back it up, by the way. So that's also that point, because I mean he's a very rich man actually going against, in this case, not as rich people, just to execute them first and then go for the big guys probably.
Done as well. Save a Fox being a prime example. There's a very tragic post where a woman is bullied so bad that she necked herself. Our most popular post right now is pure Snark. This may prove unpopular, yes, among terminally online Reddit users who want to harass Ethan and people like him all the time. If you want us YouTube Snark sub, go make one. Now it depends how they actually enforce this. Apparently some YouTubers have weighed in. This has nothing to do with the usual suspects. This is purely to stop toxic behavior and negativity. Okay bro, okay, nothing to do right after the subpoena.
By the way, it's basically because if they continue to do it, they could be probably, as I assume, legally accountable for the entire thing. That's why they are afraid. They do not give a single fuck if somebody actually tries to force someone to do something or just threatens to off somebody. Nah.
Non-stuff, okay. Sure. Edit 2 and no Goblin Man, no fans of yours are around. This is Asmongold, by the way. People agree that toxic communities are toxic, yours being one of them. Okay. So keep in mind, they really don't like Asmongold. Let's see what they think about Hasan, right? Because he has one of the most toxic communities ever. YouTube drama subreddit mod claims Hasan fans have been respectful of the rules for a very long time in their post about the official end of the Snark era. Lamau, Hasan fans aren't gonna like this. Minus 18 upvotes. I mean, yeah, they've been pretty chill and respectful of the rules here for a very long time. Wow, interesting. I wonder whose side they're actually on, guys. It hates Asmongold, immediately changes rule after Ethan, subpoenas the Reddit mods, and glazing Hasan. Wow, shocking. They've been respectful to everyone and everything except the people they're talking about, pretty much, all right? It's crazy to me how delusional these people are. They seem to think that they can make a reality change by just saying things. What are you, a Hasan fan? Can you find any more delusional people? Prove me wrong. Yes, Hasan and respectful don't belong in the same sentence. This guy is literally openly advocating violence, as we just proved in this video, yet apparently his community is very non-toxic, guys. That Reddit is ran by Hasan fans. Exactly, it seems like it. So Ethan responded, the mods of r/YouTube drama are compromised. Now, I have actually been on the subreddit in the past, and it was usually just people calling me a slop tuber and stuff like that. Now, there were a lot of people like defending me and stuff, but yeah, there's just a bunch of people mad that I, milked a bunch of videos.
Okay, a bunch of people mad that he milked the videos. I actually don't care. I think he's doing a good job of doing it. I mean, it works definitively very good. But the slop tuber is just a statement of fact. I mean, it is what it is. If somebody calls me slop tuber, I am like, yeah, fair enough. It is what it is.
Now, that was when I made like 6-7 Mr. Beast videos now, and I can't imagine the level of disgust they have for me now. Now we're like 80 episodes deep, all right? They're probably gonna have a lot of posts to make about me, but if they're Hasan fans, it does make sense. It does all.
Yeah, and by the way, I think that's genius how he milks the entire thing for every penny that it's worth. I think it's freaking fantastic.
that up. Snarkers are gonna be mad that they lost one of their bastions of clout and hope, and I don't feel one bit bad for them. So Asmongold responded, the only reason this is happening is because Ethan is suing or doxing the HD Snark mods, and the people who made this post are afraid of the same thing happening to them. Exactly, got it spot on. Subreddits and communities like this love to talk about accountability until it happens to them. Exactly. And given that they're Hasan fans here, obviously they are afraid. Legal Minds have responded, they're hearing about the discovery related to the client cases and trembling in fear. Now let's see if they actually change anything. A snarker to stop snarking, that's gotta be the top 10 hardest thing. That's like harder than getting like a drug addict to stop their drugs, right? It's a Redditor, guys. Anyways, moving on to the unhinged Hasan fan that is absolutely obsessed with Ethan, making a billion posts about them. This is another one of the people on Twitter, and these are one of the few people that are not actually being sued yet at the moment. And Ethan was making a bunch of Insta stories about them, so they're like panicking. Apparently, they've only worked 4 hours in the past like week or something, so they're like begging for a job now as well. We got this post, Ethan, I've barely been posting about you. And we got Show Bahu here, and we can see they've made a billion posts about them. This is the guy we covered last time who said Ethan Klein is the most pathetic man on the internet because Ethan exposed the Jake from Chinatown person who was somebody who was threatening Ethan's kids, right? And basically, this is the amount of posts they've actually made, like constantly about Ethan over and over and over. This goes on for like a whole like 43.
This is sick, I'm gonna be honest. And why would you threaten a child, by the way? There is no moral standard here. This is just... Oh, I actually... Oh, shoot, I actually blocked more Pegasus. I just realized it. Irrelevant. No, why would you do this? Of course Ethan is going scorched earth on you. Because you threatened his kids. Because you actually spread lies about his kids. And it's good. F you all. F every single one of you.
3 seconds here. Actually, there's like even more words because these are only the few keywords that this person has searched. So basically, terminally addicted to Ethan and a #1 Hasan Glazer. Truly the epitome of jobless behavior. This guy thinks about Ethan more than I think about absolutely anyone. This guy thinks about Ethan more than you do about the crush you've been obsessed with for the last 2.5 years. If my wife thought about me as much as he does with Ethan, I'd be like, honey, chill, come on. Listen, if you were actually like somehow making money from this, I would respect the hustle. You know, there's a bunch of people who make like 5 billion videos in Trump and shit. Like, at least they're getting a bag, all right? Like, come on. Ethan drops a job application edit of one of his biggest haters. So this is what they're saying. I have 4 hours of work this week. This is not good. Then they say, yeah, I feel like my job scheduled me 4 hours in the next 2 weeks, lol. Like, why even schedule me at all to have you work those 4 hours? Like, does this mean you are blocked from doing anything the rest of the other time? Because if that's the case, then yeah, that's pretty scummy. But I think if you're scheduled for 4 hours, I mean, the rest of the time you can spend doing anything, right? And this person chooses it to spend, you know, posting a bunch of Ethan shit on Twitter. Wouldn't normally ask for help, but I've gotten 4 hours at work over the last 3 weeks. If anyone feels like helping me out so I can get some groceries and pay bills. Sorry, I wouldn't be laughing unless this person wasn't one of the most vile haters of Ethan as well. Yeah. So hopefully unemployment kicks in. It's nice in California. You can get it even if you're just underemployed. But in the meantime, if anyone feels like kicking me back a few bucks for clipping Ethan and all that, it actually takes a ton of time. You can't make this shit up. So if it actually takes a ton of time, instead of clipping Ethan, why don't you go do something that actually earns you money? Oh my god, dude, you can go get like a part-time job or try to, you know, start a hustle on the internet, you know? I don't know, drop shipping, some shit, bro. Like, or just because you're nice, I would really appreciate it. And if you don't want to do that, but still want to help out, you could always sub to my Twitch or gift some subs, of course. Yeah. Other fellow unemployed losers gonna take their last $5, right, and spend it on you. Thanks, everyone.
Drop application.
The horror story. Oh my god, a job application. My worst enemy here as well as a slop tuber, obviously. But I just find this hilarious. Like every single time, every single one of these haters are just unemployed, middle-aged, complete, utter loser freaks, all right? And before you call me unemployed, all right? Technically, I am employed, all right? Also, I make $500 bajillion. Don't fact check that, all right? So I'm not here on Reddit, okay? Reddit, like there's no purpose for that. This is like my job, so you can't really call me that same shit, okay? Just saying. Although some people would consider me in that boat, considering I do post a lot of SlopTube videos. But hey, it's my career, all right? What do you want me to do? Right, so people responded, yeah, I feel like my job scheduled me 4 hours. Why schedule me at all? Yeah, that's perhaps a sign that they're, in my experience and opinion, trying to get you to quit because you're either a poor employee or you made the stupid decision of showing yourself publicly. Yeah, I think this is one of the things they do in like Japanese work culture as well. Basically, they don't want to fire you, or they're too like non-confrontational for that. So essentially, they just keep giving you lesser and lesser work to the point where you just quit yourself out of shame, right? So potentially maybe what they're doing here. Seeking a better job. No. Getting clout from feeding content from those suffering from Ethan Klein derangement syndrome. Yes, that's how I like to spend my time. He's got X Premium. He can ask Grok on what jobs to find in his local area with the skill set. He can even dust up his resume to beat ATS. Come on, man. You're paying for Twitter Premium when you're this unemployed? Holy bad choices. I guess they wanted to get paid the $5 by Twitter by their constant posting. I don't know if that even covers the fee of Twitter.
Nope, it doesn't.
The amount they do and the amount of like likes they get, it just, I don't think they're earning anything. This person should get a job instead of wishing veterans deserve PTSD. Oh, this was supporting Frogan too. She's right, your family did deserve it. You know what? I want to do a quick search. Okay, they're from California, I see. Okay, so this is the kind of post they were making. Ethan is down 30k subs. He's down to his shows quickly losing money. Says the unemployed guy. Dude, Ethan could not work for the rest of his life. He is literally like, he has more than enough money forever, right?
Yep.
So what the hell are you doing here being like, oh, Ethan is going bro? Like, come on, dude. Compared to you, holy shit. Okay, Ethan continued posting. This guy protected his account. It has come to my attention that Mr. Bahu is, in addition to being an anti-Semitic Hasan-obsessed freak, is also a creep. He's currently being excommunicated by all the leftist communities he's been a part of. Time to get a job, brother. He says, funny thing is I'm actually experiencing harassment and actual threats and potential lawsuits. And Hasan Twitter was like, let's go after this guy because
you did the same thing. You harassed, threatened even with high probability a child. And now you're getting the same treatment. As I said, I'm not for it. But if it happens to him, well, it is what it is.
my Fifi's hurt. Hasan is so much better than his community, and it's sad. So your own, the people you're glazing don't even like you. This is, oh my god, I'm feeling the pain through the screen. You mean the community you used to attack dog for now has turned on you and don't like it so much? Hey Shonda Black, hate to bug you, but it looks like one of your mods or you and respect. If so, ban me from Twitch chat over Twitter drama when I haven't spoken in your Twitch chat in days nor brought up any drama there. Nor would I ever, as that's your space. Thanks. Ethan is just posting a bunch of laughing emojis, dude. They responded, Ethan, I don't care about Hasan's community. I care about Hasan, you loser. Get a better target. I've barely been posting. My account isn't private. I did it to get some sleep. That is true. It's not private anymore, but
yeah,
you don't
anymore.
Like, that's not a normal thing to private your account to go to sleep. You can just turn off the notifications or put your phone away or turn your phone. Who are we dealing with here? This is the peak level of unemployed. Holy shit. This person thought the only way to get Twitter notifications to stop was to private their account. Oh my lord, dude. By the way, they're so popular. 26 likes. Oh, they support Ban and Panada as well. They're in that whole community. Another response, Ethan Klein posted about me again. A complete nobody trying to imply being unemployed is somehow a negative and even something I choose. Okay, way to twist the narrative. He's basically saying that you're spending all this time where you could be looking for another job or another source of income, but instead you're spending it to hate on Ethan. That's what he's pointing out here.
Yeah, and by the way, Normally, unemployment is your choice. Not always, but most of the time it is. At least from I don't know every single think in every single country how it looks, who has more chances or less, but I know in Germany, if you lose a job, you just have to look for one. You're gonna find one. It takes time, but it's possible.
Saying how much time this man spends posting about little old me. Okay, you're getting the attention you wanted so badly, so don't cry now, right? Also, you admit you're a complete nobody. It's just every time. Anyways, after this, they started beefing with Dan Saltman on Twitter. Where is the job application meme? What a shocker. Dan Saltman, aka Destiny's best friend and fellow disgusting creep, is trying to trash me and bring up drama from the community. Good job, guys. A Palestinian is being attacked heavily by Zionists, and I basically got all of the Hasan Twitter in the corner against me. Sick shit, dude. Love you guys. So this guy is the #1 Hasan Glazer here, yet Hasan's community hates him for like some other like unrelated drama going on. Apparently they're calling him a creep or something. I don't know what exactly is going on, but bro, you—
Yes, because they are afraid to get associated with him. Simple as that. You don't want to get associated with that. I mean, it's, you know.
you dedicated your entire life to these people and they don't even like you. Oh my god, I've never had this level of like secondhand embarrassment. Like, this is a new level of patheticness. I've never experienced this. This might be worse than iDubbbz, okay? And that's a broken man right there. I'm an autistic Palestinian person. I don't use my identity as a shield, but you just did. But it's funny to me that people ignore me being autistic when discussing me and attack me and defend people who have the same traits and defend those traits. What did you just say? Like, what the did I just read? I'm an autistic Palestinian person. This means I can creepily hit on women 20 years younger than me. Oh my god, every time, every single time. Like, is it a coincidence at this point, or is this a law of the universe? Every Hasan fan has the most insane skeletons in their closet, and they're just degenerate freaks. Just can't imagine living in Cali, harassing women on Twitter, and then when you get called out for it, be like, but I'm Palestinian and autistic, guys. That's why I was talking creepily. What the frick that got to do with you randomly DMing people about their feet? And I'm not a feet guy, but I like bet yours are. 360 spin of perfection. Not gonna lie, I just keep looking at your pinned photo and your freaking sap. I'm lucky I'm broke right now. Or I'd like, what's your Cash App? You deserve money for literally nothing. So they're broke as well. And they want to send their last bit of money to a girl on Twitter because they showed their feet? Holy levels of patheticness I have never experienced in my entire existence on the internet. Holy shit. Now click this video to put...
Oops. Yeah, fair enough. Disgusting situation. I'm happy that Ethan just goes in and just cleans up. But as it is, acolytes, good night.